I stood at the doorway, watching her fold delicate lingerie into a bag she hadn't used since our anniversary in Venice. Each piece she packed wasn't for warmth or comfort, it was war paint, meant for seduction, meant for him. She didn't even try to hide it. Crimson lace, black mesh, a garter she never wore with me. I want to impress him, she said flatly, without turning around. The words dropped like bricks onto my chest. I stared at her back. Smooth, confident, completely void of guilt. I should have said something clever, stopped her with logic or tears. Instead, I just watched. Helpless. My voice stuck in my throat like thorns. You can't stop me, she added, still not facing me, her hands steady as ever. No tremble. No hesitation. She zipped the suitcase slowly, dramatically, like she wanted me to absorb every second. The final click echoed across the bedroom and settled into my bones. Her name's Kaylin. We'd been married for 10 years. I used to trace her freckles like constellations after sex, whisper dreams into her hair as she drifted to sleep. That version of her no longer existed. I walked closer. Her perfume, warm vanilla and amber, invaded my senses. She always wore that scent when she wanted something. Tonight, it wasn't me. I saw the messages, I said quietly. You didn't even delete them. I didn't need to. She finally turned. Her expression wasn't angry, remorseful, or ashamed. It was victorious. I wanted to scream, beg, demand answers. Instead, I whispered, why? Kaylin smiled, almost pitying. Because he listens. He touches me like I'm alive. You just exist next to me now. She brushed past me with the suitcase, her heels tapping coldly against our hardwood floors. I followed her like a ghost. What does he have that I don't? She paused at the door, twisting the knob. Mystery. Passion. Curiosity. Everything you gave up trying to understand. I watched her walk into the night with the confidence of someone leaving a job they hated. No turning back. No last look. Just the sound of the car door slamming shut, engine starting, then silence. Back inside, I stood in the middle of the living room, the air around me dense and bitter. Her favorite mug sat on the coffee table, lipstick print still fresh. A taunt. Our dog, Max, lay quietly in his corner, watching me with those sad, golden eyes. Even he sensed the change. I poured whiskey. One. Then another. My phone buzzed, work notification. I ignored it. Nothing mattered. My wife was with someone else, wearing the red lace I bought her last Christmas, moaning someone else's name. I replayed the night we met. Bar near campus. She wore a band t-shirt, ripped jeans, and a wicked smile. I told her she looked like trouble. She told me I looked like a man who needed some. We were fire, hunger, madness. Somewhere between bills and routines that hunger starve. She warned me for months. I just didn't hear her. Now? She was someone else's flame. I wandered upstairs, opened her drawer, empty. Only a note. Don't wait up. Cold. She was right. I couldn't stop her. But maybe I didn't want to. Maybe I needed to remember what it meant to feel wanted again. Maybe I'd find my own fire too. Or maybe I'd burn everything down. I didn't sleep. The hours crawled, silent, torturous. I kept hearing her laugh, soft, seductive, unfamiliar now. I imagined his fingers trailing over the same skin I once worshipped. My bed smelled like her betrayal. Her side still warm when I reached over, instinctively, like an idiot chasing ghosts. Sunrise cut through the blinds like judgment. Light poured across our wedding photo, mocking me with its fiction. Her eyes sparkled. Mine trusted. The lie wasn't in what she said yesterday. The lie lived in every second I believed we were still us. I opened the fridge, grabbed milk, expired. I threw it against the wall. White splattered like guilt. Glass cracked tile. That felt good. Too good. I needed something to do. Somewhere to go. I showered, let the water scald my skin, hoping it could burn her out of me. It didn't. Her memory clung like steam. After dressing in the same jeans I'd worn for 3 days, I grabbed my keys. No destination in mind. Just drive. Anywhere but here. Halfway down Maple, I ended up outside a coffee shop Kaylin hated, said their espresso tasted like burnt regret. I parked anyway. Sat inside. Ordered exactly what she used to mock. Bitter as hell. Perfect. I stared out the window. Couples passed. Holding hands. Laughing. Living. One woman reminded me of her. Tight skirt. Confident strut. Same defiant hair. She noticed me staring. Didn't look away. She walked in. Sat 2 tables over. Pulled out a book, didn't read a word. She glanced up again. I gave her a smile. Half-hearted, broken. She raised an eyebrow. Inviting. Dangerous. For a split second I considered it. Rebound? Revenge? Redemption? But my stomach twisted. It was too soon. I wasn't ready. I left without finishing the coffee. Outside, the wind cut sharp. June heat meant nothing when you were empty. Back home, I opened her closet. More gaps than clothes now. I ran my hand across the hanger she left behind. Still warm. She packed light. Left heavy. I remembered when we first moved in. She cried while painting the walls. Said it felt like building a life. I offered to help. She insisted on finishing alone. I want my hands in our future, she told me. Her hands were in someone else's present now. I checked her location, not proud but desperate. Still active. Beachfront hotel. 4 stars. Romantic reviews. Rooms with whirlpools. She never liked the beach. Said sand felt like betrayal underfoot. I laughed. Loud. Bitter. She hated beaches but loved cheating there. How poetic. I called Mason, my best friend since college. He picked up after 2 rings. You sound like shit, he said. My wife left. For another man. Silence. Then a sharp inhale. She's gone. Packed lace, lingerie, perfume, left like she owed me nothing. Said she wants to impress him. Mason cursed softly. You okay? No. Want to talk? Not really. Want a drink? God, yes. We met at a dive bar near the industrial district. The kind of place where nobody asks your name, just your poison. He ordered whiskey. I followed suit. We didn't talk for 10 minutes. Just stared into the glasses like they held answers. Then he asked, You still love her? I sipped, thinking. I think I love who she used to be. She changed. No. I stopped seeing her. Just like she said. He nodded. Maybe you both disappeared. Maybe we had. Maybe the people who made vows on that stormy Sunday no longer existed. Maybe she wasn't the villain. Maybe we both were. Or maybe... None of that mattered now. She was with him. I was with my grief. And that night, I wasn't planning to sleep either. Mason dropped me off just past midnight, headlights cutting through the thick silence of our cul-de-sac. I didn't invite him in. There wasn't anything left to say. He offered a tired nod, then drove off. I stood in front of my house, no, our house, while the crickets mocked me with their endless, meaningless rhythm. Inside, it smelled like lemon cleaner. I hadn't touched a mop. She cleaned before leaving. A final favor, or maybe just a clean canvas for her exit. The emptiness roared louder than any argument we'd ever had. The TV flickered on instinctively. Noise. Distraction. Static filled the screen. How fitting. I let it play. I sat on the couch with a bottle of scotch and scrolled through old photos. Her at the lake. Her holding our rescued cat. Her in that blue dress that made her glow like stained glass under the sun. Each image pierced something tender, reminding me what love used to look like. Then I opened my messages. Not hers, mine. Old conversations with colleagues, models, friends, strangers. One thread caught my eye, Eliora. We'd met at a gallery last winter. She was an artist, sharp-witted, blue-haired, chain-smoking ideas and metaphors. Nothing happened. Just flirtation disguised as conversation. But that night I remembered her looking at me differently. Like she saw cracks and didn't flinch. I stared at her last message. If you ever want to shoot again, let me know. I miss how you saw me. That was 6 months ago. My thumbs hovered. Then typed. Still want to shoot? She replied within 5 minutes. Where and when? I gave her my studio address. No time, just a place. She understood. 2 hours later, I unlocked the rusted back door of my studio. Familiar dust clung to canvases, backdrops, softboxes. I hadn't touched this space since Kaylin's betrayal started feeling real. Creating beauty felt pointless in a world where beauty betrayed me. Eliora arrived with nothing but a sketchbook, red lipstick, and a coffee she didn't offer to share. Her eyes glimmered like cracked glass, flawed, dangerous, honest. You look different, she said. I am. Good, she replied, removing her coat to reveal a sheer blouse and denim torn like a statement. Let's ruin something beautiful. She stepped onto the platform and stared straight into my lens. I raised the camera. Click. Again. Click. Closer. Click. The room filled with the sound of shutters and breathing. Her expression shifted, from sultry to savage to soft, all without speaking. Every frame held pieces of her, pieces of me. You're angry, she said, dropping her shoulders. You're perceptive. You're shooting like you want revenge. Maybe I do. Use me. I paused. What? She stepped forward, chest rising. I know that look. The one people wear when they've been left for someone else. I know the ache. If you need to bleed through art, bleed through me. I didn't know what to say. My hands trembled, but not from fear. From possibility. She touched my cheek. I'm not her, she whispered. I know. She doesn't deserve your grief. I wanted to believe that. But grief doesn't ask for permission. It stays. It lingers. Still, I leaned in. Not to kiss her, not yet. Just to inhale something other than memory. You don't have to be okay tonight, she added, softer now. Just be real. And so I was. We didn't sleep together. Not that night. But she stayed. On the old couch in the corner. We talked. About art. About fire. About the ways people leave you long before they pack their bag. In the morning, she made coffee in the tin machine Kaylin never figured out how to use. It tasted like closure. Or maybe the beginning of something raw. The next morning, sunlight crept through the blinds like a cautious intruder. Eliora was already awake, legs curled under her on the studio couch, sketching on a torn page. Her concentration had weight, like she was rebuilding the world one line at a time. She didn't look up when she spoke. You always shoot like you're chasing a memory. I poured 2 coffees, handed her one. What memory am I chasing? Someone who saw you. Before she stopped. I wanted to deny it. I didn't. She was right. I sipped. Bitter, strong, honest, like her. She looked at me. Really looked. You ever wanted to just erase someone from under your skin? Every second since she left. Eliora nodded slowly, rolled up her sleeve. Ink covered her arm. Wild black roses, delicate scars, fierce phrases etched like warnings. She traced one near her collarbone. This one? I got the day he told me I wasn't his type after 5 years together. I leaned closer. It read, still here. What does that mean? I survived. That's enough. I sat beside her. Our knees touched. She didn't flinch. Neither did I. Something inside me shifted. I hadn't felt a woman's warmth, real warmth, in so long. Kaylin's touches had turned mechanical before she stopped touching altogether. This? Eliora's presence felt unscripted. What do you do when someone breaks you slowly? I asked. She tilted her head. You stop pretending it didn't happen. Her words hung heavy in the air, pressing down on everything unspoken. That afternoon, I drove to the hotel. Not to confront. Not to beg. Just to see. I parked across the street. Watched the lobby. Couples passed, hands brushing, lips stealing kisses. Then, there she was. Kaylin. Wearing the white dress I bought her in Prague. She had never worn it before. Said it felt too dangerously pretty. I guess danger fit now. Her heels clicked confidently as she stepped into the sun, hand in hand with him. He was taller, beard trimmed, tan jacket. He looked like a man who wrote poetry in hotel bedsheets and made women laugh with metaphors. She looked radiant. Not mine. I didn't take a photo. That felt too cruel. Too real. I drove away before they saw me. Every turn home felt like peeling skin. Back at the studio, Eliora was still there. She'd cleaned up. Candles burned. Music played, low, jazzy, aching. "You okay?" she asked without looking up. "No." She nodded. "You hungry?" We ordered food, Thai, heavy on the heat. Ate on the floor, laughing between mouthfuls like war survivors finding humor in survival. Somewhere between curry and confessions, her foot brushed mine. We froze. She didn't move away. Neither did I. "Do you want this?" she asked. "Want what?" "Not comfort. Not distraction. Me." Her honesty hit like thunder. Kaylin never asked. Kaylin just took. I looked at Eliora, her inked skin, firelit eyes, lips that trembled but never lied. "I don't know what I want," I admitted. "That's okay," she said, leaning in. "But if you ever do, I'm right here." She kissed me. Not desperately. Not hungrily. Just enough to say I see you. I kissed her back. And for the first time since Kaylin walked out, I didn't feel abandoned. I felt chosen. Not claimed, not captured. Just seen. And sometimes that's all a broken man needs. Eliora left before dawn. No words. Just a note on a napkin beside the empty coffee mug. "You don't owe me anything, but if you ever want to feel instead of remember, you know where I live." Her handwriting curved like her smile, wild, unashamed, honest. I sat there, bare-chested in the studio, light crawling across the wooden floors like a hesitant confession. My lips still tingled from her kiss. Not lust. Not vengeance. Something else. Something unfamiliar. The kind of emotion that doesn't demand answers. I didn't text her. Not yet. Instead, I stared at the half-finished portraits on the wall. The ones I'd started long before Kaylin's lies unraveled our quiet domestic script. Each image captured strangers frozen in time, smiles, longing, fragility. I wondered if anyone had ever seen me that way. Not the man holding the camera, but the man hiding behind it. Around noon, Kaylin called. First time since she left. No message. Just the number blinking like a warning flare. I stared at the screen until it stopped ringing. Then again. Again. On the fourth call, I answered. Silence. Then her voice, small. Controlled. A soft imitation of who she'd been. "Hey." I didn't speak. "I'm not calling to apologize," she continued. "So if that's what you're hoping for, hang up now." I stayed silent. She exhaled. "I just needed to hear your voice. You were always the calm after every storm, even when I was the one creating the chaos." Still, I said nothing. "I thought I'd feel different," she admitted. "I thought I'd feel more alive with him. But instead, I just feel like I'm starring in someone else's fantasy." "You packed for him," I said, voice steady. "You left for him." "I know. You looked happy yesterday." I pretended well. "Why call me?" "Because no one listens like you." I laughed. Cold. Hollow. "You said he sees you," I reminded her. "Yeah. But he doesn't understand silence like you do." I stood, walked toward the window, staring out at a world that kept spinning without asking if I was ready. "You said I can't stop you," I murmured. "You couldn't. And now?" She hesitated. "I want to come back," she said. My spine stiffened. My heart? It didn't leap. It didn't ache. It just watched. "Why?" "Because I don't feel like myself anymore." "No, Kaylin," I said. "You feel exactly like yourself. For once." She gasped. Not dramatic. Not theatrical. Just shocked by the truth spoken without venom. "I waited," I added. "I burned. I watched you choose him, eyes open, bags packed, pride intact. I made a mistake." "No," I said gently. You made a decision. Silence stretched long enough to say everything words couldn't. You've changed, she whispered. No, I replied. I just stopped pretending you were coming back. She sniffed, cursed softly. Then, quieter. Are you seeing someone? I don't know what I'm doing, I answered truthfully. But then I saw Eleonora's sketch on the easel. A faceless man, cracked down the middle, vines blooming from the fractures. Beauty from pain. Hope in ruin. I'm starting over, I finally said. She didn't respond right away. Just one breath. Then two. Goodbye, Joel. And just like that, she hung up. No, I love you. No, I'll fight. Just silence. I didn't feel shattered. I felt free. I looked down at my hands. They weren't clenched anymore. The air smelled like summer rain, fresh, electric, unfamiliar. I stood outside Eleonora's building, still holding her napkin note in my jacket pocket like a charm or a dare. My breath fogged the glass of her entry door even though the heat pressed close against my skin. I hadn't planned to come. I just walked. Block after block, step after step, guided by something stubborn and unfinished. I rang the bell. A pause. Then her voice through the speaker, low and smoky. Joel. Yeah. Click. The door unlocked. Inside, the hallway pulsed with dim yellow light. I climbed 3 flights. She opened the door wearing a paint-stained tank, barefoot, no makeup, eyes raw. Beautiful in that unfiltered, unapologetic way I never knew I needed. You look like a man who didn't sleep, she said. I look like a man who finally stopped pretending. She stepped aside. Come in. Her apartment was chaos. Canvases leaned like drunks against the walls, dried brushes littered coffee mugs, open sketchbooks covered the floor. It smelled like turpentine, tea, and truth. We sat on her couch. Nothing between us but air thick with everything we hadn't said yet. She called me, I murmured. Eleonora didn't flinch. You answer. I did. You say goodbye? I did. Mean it? I looked her in the eye. Yes. She studied my face, searching for cracks. Found none. Or maybe she saw them and didn't care. She'll come back, she warned. She already did, I corrected. And I let her go. Eleonora nodded slowly. So now what? I exhaled. Now I learn how to be someone else. Not someone she'll miss. Someone I won't abandon. She leaned forward, brushing hair behind her ear. You think that starts with me? No. I think it starts with honesty. Then be honest. I'm still bleeding. But I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to numb it with lies or sex or distractions. She leaned closer. So what do you want? I whispered, someone who doesn't flinch when I hurt. Her lips touched mine. Soft, deliberate, real. Not to erase the past. Not to punish ghosts. Just to mark the beginning of something unstaged. She pulled back. I don't rescue people, Joel. I'm not asking you to, I said. I just want to build something slow. Then stay. So I did. Weeks passed. I started shooting again. Portraits with scars. Stories etched into skin, eyes, posture. Real things. Messy things. Eleonora became my mirror. My storm. My calm. We didn't rush. We created. We burned through the lies we'd been told about love and built something raw in their place. Kaylin texted once more. Just a photo. Us at a waterfall, years ago. Captionless. I deleted it. No reply. Some wounds don't get closure. Some don't deserve it. One night, Eleonora found a box under my desk. Old letters from Kaylin. Photos. A plane ticket stub from our honeymoon. You want me to throw it away? She asked. No, I said. I need to do it. I burned it. Every page. Every smile. Every goodbye she never had the courage to say. And as the ashes scattered, I didn't cry. I just watched. Alive. Breathing. Free. Love didn't return to me in silk sheets or grand apologies. It arrived in ink-stained hands. In quiet mornings. In the absence of fear. Kaylin once told me I couldn't stop her. She was right. but I didn't need to. Because in the end, she wasn't the fire that changed me. She was the match that lit something better. And this time, I won't forget to keep it burning.